Minecraft. Sensational. It certainly is. In today's episode of Minecraft Exploration and Tactics with Brian, I am going to fetch my items from that zombie dungeon, and then start some overworld exploration. Let's get started. I'm down underwater, standing in a reed, so I can breathe. You can hear that squids make footstep noises as they hit the dirt. And what I decided to do is, rather than look exactly for the hole that I have, I am just started digging a staircase. And then eventually I get up to where I have an air pocket that I can place a torch. And now I can actually just go kind of normal mining and digging. And so I'm going to go a little ways to the side in order to kind of get away from the water that's pushing me all around in here. And then I'll go ahead and even block that up for the moment. Yeah, now I can just dig around. And so somewhere around here, there has got to be the stairway and cave system and things that I was looking for, and so I think this will be an easier way to find it, and so I'm going to just kind of dig around here and see if I can find it. So we'll see how well this works out. Alright, well, I'm digging around, and I didn't find what I was looking for, but I did find a cave system, and there's... Oh! Hello, creeper. Alright, there's still a spider there. He sees me. Come and get me. That's right. You know you want some. And now I face the typical spelunker's dilemma, which is you had a plan, but then you found this awesome cave system, and what do you do? And of course the answer is you abandon your original plans and you start exploring the cave system. And so apologies to all of you who are tired of caving, but hopefully this will be... Oh wow, it's just like a big room, but a small cave system in terms of it doesn't really go anywhere. And it's got to be just, right under the ocean, because I'm not all that deep. And there's a ton of coal here, and I have almost no coal, and so I'm going to gather that up real quick, and then I'll go back to trying to find what I was trying to find. So I'll see you guys in a minute. It worked! It took a while. I've just been digging like a big grid system, but I did find my way back to, I recognize this staircase up where I had my little airlocks, and so I did find my way back, finally, to this crazy zombie dungeon area. And so I'm going to head back down here. I can't remember if this area is completely protected or not, because I ended up coming up through a little cave system that went kind of in one direction, and then, spiraled back down, and now I'm down to here, and I can't remember if this area is safe and all lit up. But then here is the zombie dungeon, which modulo this hole for the exit is safe, and has all of my stuff in it. Hooray! And so that worked, even though it took a bit of time. Okay, so I cooked up all my iron and compressed it into iron blocks and all the lapis into lapis blocks, and so I fit all the good stuff I need in my inventory. Just a moment ago, I heard a skeleton for the first time, so he might be out here, or I'm not sure where he was. Well, I don't see him, so maybe I'm safe. But now I'm going to go back up to the surface and, find my way back home, and then we'll do some more above ground stuff. So for those of you who are wondering, I came back up through the same water that I came back up through last time when I came up under the ice and almost suffocated. And it turns out I was really close. I was putting all my pumpkins down out here, and if I'd gone a little ways farther, I might have found it. So, in any case, that's just FYI. It is morning time, and so I'm going to head on back. See you guys back at the base. Actually, rather than walk back the same way I did last time, now that I know that going basically, I went south, east, and it brought me back to like Skelevator. This time I'm going to head directly south, because I think that will bring me back to somewhere else that is also along the sky rail, perhaps in the neighborhood of the end of it with Cliffview. I'm not sure. When I was walking back over here to come over here just now, I made a little hidey hole right over here to stay for the night, and so those are the torches that you see over there. And as a result, we'll get a chance to explore probably some new area that's just to the south over this hill. And so, as I see new terrain being generated, I'll bring you guys back in. By the way, in terms of getting lost and directions and different things, a few people had comments about making a compass, and I never use compasses anymore because I find them to be unreliable. There have been bugs in different versions of the game. If I want to find cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, I just put down some cobblestone, and you can look and you can see that there's this little L, and the top of the L always points north, and so I know that I'm headed south. When you're above ground, you can also look at the clouds, because the clouds always drift to the north, and so they should be drifting behind me. Yes, they are. are. But when you're below ground, you can use cobblestone. I find that you almost always have cobblestone in your inventory, and so that's my go-to cardinal direction finder. And yeah, as for compasses and spawn points and all that kind of stuff, like I said, compasses just never work for me. And I'm sure they work and it's pointing somewhere, but 90% of the place that I am ever in my world, it's always pointing to the west. And so having a compass that always points to the west doesn't help because it's pointing out in some random distant location. So yeah, that's why I don't deal with compasses. However, it would have been handy to have the compass and the reeds to make a map the other day. And so this is some new to me terrain. I don't know if this might be on the other side of Cliffview because that does look very tall. But in any case, I've never walked around over here. I should take a look around also on the other side to see if there's anything else that's interesting. But I like the look of that area right there. Actually, this whole area over here. Ooh. Hear that? I hear a zombie splashing. And he actually sounds very close. And so I'm just going to put some torches there in case I come back that way and want to go looking for zombies. And alright, this isn't quite as cool looking as I thought it was going to be originally. It's just kind of shaded, but otherwise a kind of sheer cliff face wall, which is kind of cool. But nothing too outstanding, too out of the ordinary. I want to climb up here and just see, I got another interesting kind of looking cliff formation over here. I'm drifting a little bit. Directly south is that way. Oh, that's a nice little valley. And now this is getting extremely tall. Let's see if I continue climbing up here. Alright, I'm going to edit some out and climb up here and see what we see. Okay, so we are indeed extremely high because we're above the clouds now, which makes me think there's a good chance that I'm at the edge of the other edge of Cliffview, the north edge of Cliffview. And so if I head this way, yes. I don't know. Okay, so there's the edge of the sky rail. Neat. So I was almost directly, when I came up the zombie dungeon, like it was almost directly to the north of Cliffview, because I've traveled almost directly south. And so this thing, for those of you who've been around for a while, at some point I was trying to get the Ride a Pig Off of a Cliff achievement, and in order to do it, I decided Cliffview was totally the place I wanted to do it, because Cliffview was so tall, and if I was going to ride a pig off of a cliff, I wanted to ride it like, you know, like 60 bricks down for like a super big fall. And so basically I'd been standing out over on that ledge, trying to wait for pigs to spawn over here, and wasn't getting lucky. To have pigs spawn over here to throw a saddle on them. But basically I was thinking if a pig spawns and falls down this hole down to, let me take a closer look, Cliffview House is right over here, then that would be an epic fall to ride a pig off of a cliff. And so that's what I wanted to do there. In any case, since I'm over here, instead, I've never made like a what do you call, a water break. But I do have a ladder system that I can use to get down here. And this one actually has, ooh, a guardrail so that I don't fall off because it is so high. But yes, Cliffview is probably the house that I've stayed at the most in the entire series, for those of you who may be more recent subscribers. But basically, I loved, when I first entered this snowy biome, I loved the landscape that was over here, because from the bottom, and I'll go turn around and take a look at it in just a moment here. Actually, let me carve up this so I can just stand up here. So I was entering from over there, there's one of my nether portals, and I arrived and like saw this crazy thing, and it kind of like overhangs the land and just looks really cool. Sun's about to go down here, but yeah, I love this view. And then there was also somewhere right over here, and I don't remember exactly where, and I won't go find it right now since the sun's about to go down, but there was a little iced over pool that had squids in it, and wow, I placed a lot of reeds over here and they've totally grown. Anyway, I have successfully brought back my stuff from the zombie dungeon to one of our houses that's along the sky rail, and so I can drop off stuff and have it safely put away and decide what I want to work on next, which might be the ice house, because a couple people have suggested that, and I wonder if combining like ice and mossy cobblestone might make for an interesting looking crazy castle or something. Yeah, I don't know. I need to come up with some inspiration for what I want to build. But now that I have my stuff away, and a minecart, and the sky rail, I am free to work on a bunch of other stuff, so I will see you guys again in the future. For now, good night. Hello. We are here in Vantage House, or rather, we are just leaving. Do I need to bring along any supplies for what I want to do? It would be helpful to have a little bit of iron along, and so let me grab some of that real quick. My diamond tools are in good shape, and I don't need a ton of iron. That should be plenty. Okay, I have a plan in mind for something that I would like to do. It's going to involve a bit of walking, but I can go ahead and start telling you about it along the way, but then I'll edit some bits out. Basically, if you go back to episode 99 of Minecraft Exploration and Tactics with Brian, I map out my world with a tool called Cartograph G, which just kind of gives you an overview map of all the regions you've explored, which is pretty cool. And one of the things that... hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I am back. Yes, I was saying I map things out with Cartograph G, and if you take a look at my map, there is a big section in the middle of the map that is empty because I haven't explored anywhere near there to like even see it over the horizon, so Minecraft hasn't needed to like generate any fresh chunks over there. And so I want to try to fill in some of that area. And one of the things I am curious about is I've seen some people with old worlds, maybe they'd go back further than, I only started this in beta 1.2, and maybe the people that I've seen like started their worlds in alpha before there were even biomes and things. But sometimes there's weird effects that happen kind of on the boundaries of the world, where basically if you had, you know, kind of like an old version of Minecraft and you generated some piece of the world, and then in a later version you came back and like circled around to the boundary of where you'd previously explored, then sometimes there'll be like just a big cliff face where it's almost all of a sudden like one world ended and another world begins. I don't know if I'd have any of those in my world. What is going on here? That's a little interesting, that there's just this big hole. And I'm curious. That's really interesting, actually. I don't hear any monsters, so I don't think it's like there's a dungeon or something, and it doesn't seem like it's shaped like it could be something like that. So I guess that's just an odd piece of sandy beach. I don't know what's going on there. In any case, the point is, I am going to go on an overworld exploration to see some new sites in the Minecraft landscape and to try to fill in, rather than, you know, the maps that you craft inside the game, rather I'm going to try to fill in kind of like the Cartograph G version of the map, basically fill in all the chunks that I haven't yet explored that are within the region that I've explored the outside of. And so, when this is all done, I will definitely go back and map things out in Cartograph G again. There's a whole lot of ice over here. And in any case, I intend to respect the day-night cycle while I'm on this little expedition, which I expect will last me a few Minecraft days. Ooh, that looks kind of like a... I want to get closer over here. Maybe I'm making it up. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing, I'm not sure if this is just random or if this is one of the artifacts that I'm looking for. But basically where there's kind of like a flat wall all of a sudden, out of nowhere. And I'm also curious, I'm going to press F3 right at the corner to see if it's like multiples of 16 or anything. X minus 286, Z 305, so not really. And it seems like there's some squids down there. Yeah. Alright, I don't really know what I'm looking for. In any case, I was saying I'm going to respect the day-night cycle, meaning that I hear zombies. Well, I hear a zombie. Meaning that in the daytime, I'm going to walk around above ground, and when the sun starts going down, and I am headed... Which way am I headed? Oop! Yuck. I'm headed... Underwater is where I'm headed. There's another floating block of snow. Quick, sing a song. I'm headed to the east right now. And so I won't see the sun setting, so I need to make sure I keep an eye on it. But basically, when the sun looks like it's getting close to setting, I intend to find a cave system and go underground, but only stay underground for, you know, like the 8 minutes or whatever it is that's Minecraft night, and then come back up and keep doing some exploring. So that is kind of my intention and goal, and I think it should be the case that the region that I'm in now is kind of like the first kind of area that I haven't explored at all, and it will extend a good ways to the south. I hear zombies again. And so I'm doing a bit of talking. I thought I was going to edit out some of the walking before I got to new places, but I think I'm already in new places. I can see what looks like Minecraft terrain generation happening on the horizon. If you look over on the horizon, I can see kind of like bits of world generating in front of me. So that's a good sign in terms of that. And, ooh, and here's another sheer cliff. I'm going to jump down over here just to get a better look from another vantage point. Yeah, well, I don't know. How big is this? I want to see if they end up, you know, being in chunks of 16 or 8 or whatever it is that's a Minecraft chunk. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I think that was like a 9 long kind of wall there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of these weird artifacts I might run into. I don't know if this is just, you know, random terrain generation and I'm kind of making up an explanation for why it's different than typical terrain. But I'm going to wander around and see what I see.